Hello and welcome to my speech. According to the National Institute on Drug Abuse, addiction is a chronic, relapsing disorder. It is characterized by compulsive drug seeking and continued use despite the many harmful consequences. It is a complex disorder and a mental illness. Addiction has become a worldwide problem over the years. Addiction affects the rich, the poor, mothers, fathers, brothers, sisters, and children. Unfortunately, it does not discriminate. Addiction often takes over someone's life and takes precedence over everything else in their life. Family members of the addicts suffer tremendously because of the addiction. The addicts isn't losing just their life, the family is losing someone they love. Now, when someone is using drugs or alcohol, they do not stop to think of the impact their addiction has on the ones who love them. Addiction impacts a family's finances, their physical health, and psychological well-being. There are different roles each family member plays: the enabler, the hero, the scapegoat, the mascot, the lost child, and then there's the addict. Not every role is played in every family unit, but these are some of the examples. Addiction often leads to overdosing, and this leads to broken-hearted family members. Sometimes a family can convince the addict to get help and recover, but that is not always the case due to the fact that they cannot force the addict. But sometimes just seeing the pain in their family's eyes causes them to want to get help. Sometimes an addict wants to get clean but does not know where to turn. Can families heal and get past what happened to their family unit once addiction has taken hold of their loved one? When an addict makes the choice to get treatment, where does that leave the family that is broken and fallen apart? Oftentimes, the entire family will need therapy to move past the addiction and begin to put their family back together. Also, if an addict knows their family is going to take steps to get help as well, this may make them want to get help and get on the road to recovery. In social work, they have identified that families must be treated as well in order to better the chances of recovery within the addict's life. In systems therapy, one individual cell is a part of a system. In family systems theory, the family is a cell system of its own. A family unit that has fallen apart because of addiction needs to be treated along with the addict. Treating just the addict is not going to ensure recovery. Nothing really ensures recovery, but everyone that has been affected by the addiction needs to be treated as well. Now, when it comes to children of the addict suffer in ways that most people do not understand. In a small child's eyes, their parents are everything and more to them. Their parent is their source of life, basically. The parent provides food, water, shelter, clothes, love, and anything else that the child may need. Children are most of the time powerless in getting out of a situation with an addicted parent. Children of addicts are at a higher risk of becoming an addict themselves later in life, according to the National Institute on Drug Addiction. They grow up thinking that this is the right way to live. They are also at risk of being victims of abuse. It also causes trust issues in the lives of children. Ultimately, children eventually realize they are second place to addiction and that until their parents get help, they are not going to be number one. Now, in closing, growing up with a father who was an alcoholic, I never understood why he was always acting out of character. I adored my father, and in my eyes, at this young age, he never did any wrong. Now that I am older, I have trust issues with everyone that I meet. Sometimes I don't even trust my mother. I do not like to be around people who are drunk or intoxicated in any way, shape, or form. I have a hard time opening up about any issues because my entire life I was made to feel that my father didn't care, so I thought that nobody else was going to care. If you or someone you love is addicted or has a family member that is addicted, please look into getting everyone help along with the addict. This concludes my speech, and I hope that everyone has more understanding of the effects of addiction.